Kakuzu is a rogue ninja from the village hidden in the waterfall who became a member of the Akatsuki, serving as their treasurer, and an antagonist in the Naruto series. He steals hearts from his victims in order to remain alive and achieve a near-immortal lifespan. Kakuzu was an extremely powerful ninja, earning membership into the S-rank organization of Akatsuki. During his frequent rages, he killed all but one of his partners in the organization, due to the latter being immortal. Kakuzu's might is such, that had it not been for the interference of Team Yamato, he would have likely killed Team Asuma and Kakashi. Kakuzu was quite fast, able to cross great distances almost instantly and disappear from unfocused eyes. He could intercept Kakashi when he was attacking Hidan with his lightning cutter. His raw strength could catch one of Choji's enlarged punches with a single hand and easily overpower the latter, as well as lift two people up by their necks with relative ease. Kakuzu was also adept in taijutsu, able to go toe-to-toe against a Sharingan-wielding Kakashi. From all the assimilations he has conducted over the decades of his defeated foes, he has amassed a vast amount of chakra. Kakuzu's fighting style and unique abilities revolved around the special nature of his body structure, which was composed of hundreds of thick, gray tendrils woven throughout his flesh called Earth Grudgefear, holding his body together like the stitches of a rag doll. This lets him separate his body parts at will, perform mid to long-range physical attacks, and sew up almost any injury he suffered. The threads could also be used to repair the bodies of others, as seen when he reattached Deidara's arms. Because of his unique body structure, Kakuzu is a highly enduring man, able to take a direct strike from Kakashi's lightning cutter without it hindering his performance. His threads could even compact together to form a giant octopus-like form around his body, used for long-range battle. Threads could pierce the flesh and bodies of others, allowing him to remove their organs and integrate them into his own body, thereby extending his life. He commonly removed hearts in this fashion, keeping a total of 5 at any time, and requiring that he be killed at least 5 times in a battle before he truly died. The individual hearts could also be released from his body and wrapped in a vast blanket of threads, forcing a heart into a limb before being detached or forming a monstrous body with a mask as its face. These masks could move and attack independently, unleashing powerful blasts of elemental chakra from their mouths. If Kakuzu was killed somehow, then one of his extra hearts could sacrifice itself by re-entering his body and resuscitate him. Using the Earth Release, Earth Spear technique increased his durability to withstand otherwise normally fatal attacks, such as Choji's spiked human bullet tank. By collecting the hearts of other ninja, Kakuzu was granted their elemental affinities. This is done by connecting his chakra circulatory system to his 4 extra hearts, one for each chakra nature, granting him the ability to utilize this nature in battle. His efficiency with these different elemental attacks were noted to be impossible without having an affinity to that particular element. Whereas in the manga, Kakuzu's own elemental affinity is implied to be earth, in the anime, he was able to use water-based techniques that didn't stem from his Earth Grudgefear technique, performing such feats as hiding within water or creating defensive walls in clones. Kakuzu was shown to be a keen analyst and pragmatist, which was somewhat attributable to his advanced age. He is highly observant, easily noticing that Shikamaru was taking his time to formulate a plan to counter Hidan's technique, after the former caught his partner in his shadow imitation technique. He was able to quickly discern the purpose of Shikamaru's various shadow attacks, and devised ways to counter them almost instantaneously during the battle. An example is when Shikamaru trapped him and Hidan in his shadow imitation shuriken technique, only for Kakuzu to detach his right arm, hide it underground and with its help, remove the trench knife, thus successfully breaking free from the technique. Out of all the Akatsuki members, Hidan and Kakuzu displayed the most animosity towards each other, since neither of them were very fond of each other's interests. The two often traded barbs with one another, Kakuzu's usually having better timing than Hidan's. Hidan had shown great annoyance with Kakuzu's greed and occasional habit of doing or saying blasphemous things, such as attacking a temple and killing the head monk for the bounty on the monk's head. Kakuzu, in turn, disliked Hidan's religion, believing the rituals associated with it to be a waste of time. Kakuzu was also rather impatient with Hidan's drawn-out speeches and battle style. Despite their mutual dislike of each other, their teamwork was almost flawless, because they complemented each other's abilities extremely well. The only reason that Kakuzu put up with Hidan was because he couldn't get rid of him. Due to his violent temper, Kakuzu often killed anyone close by when enraged, having killed his previous partners and even took their hearts to extend his own life. Hidan, therefore, was the perfect partner for Kakuzu, because of Hidan's inability to die. Kakuzu's somewhat indiscriminate attack style also made Hidan an ideal partner, since Kakuzu didn't need to worry about catching his partner in the crossfire. Kakuzu frequently warned Hidan not to let his guard down, and then teased Hidan when he inevitably did. Kakuzu also seemed quite willing to follow orders. When ordered to retreat by the Akatsuki leader, Kakuzu complied immediately, while Hidan attempted to argue, despite the rather large bounty he could have received by taking Asuma. He seemed to forget the greater goals of the organization when enraged, as he attempted to kill Naruto, in spite of Akatsuki's need to capture all the Jinchuriki alive. Kakuzu once said this to Kakashi during their fight: "Looking at your forehead protector reminds me of the very first Konoha shinobi I fought, the first Hokage, that is." He was 91 years old when he said this. However, the story goes back to many decades ago. When under the servitude of Takigakure as an elite ninja, Kakuzu took on a mission to assassinate Hashirama Senju, the first Hokage. This mission, however, ended in failure against the god of shinobi. There aren't many details on the fight between Kakuzu and Hashirama. Kakuzu mentioned it during his fight with Kakashi and Team Asuma. This is the only mention of it in the manga and anime, and it's a vague one at that. As far as the other stuff we officially know, is that Kakuzu was sent to assassinate Hashirama around the time his village Takigakure was established. It's no surprise that he failed, considering Hashirama was the most powerful ninja of his time. However, Hashirama is a reincarnation of Ashura who tried to talk no Jutsu Kakuzu and make him see that the hidden waterfall and hidden leaf can become friends. Kakuzu believed him and decided to return to his village and told the elders about what had happened. Unfortunately for Kakuzu, the elders didn't listen and decided to punish him because of his failure and the new attitude he gained. Then Kakuzu, full of hatred now realizing that what Hashirama said didn't happen, and went on to kill the elders and steal the secret jutsu. Kakuzu was not immortal when he fought Hashirama, for his Earth Grudge Fear technique is how he stores hearts inside his body, so he did not have the ability to store hearts when he fought Hashirama. Even if he did, the outcome would have been the same. When Kakuzu returned to his village, the people there resented him for failing and imprisoned him. He escaped and stole the forbidden technique Earth Grudge Fear. He probably stole some others as well. He then killed the village elders and stole their hearts, becoming a rogue ninja. Kakuzu survived because Hashirama let him live. Hashirama is shown to be able to sense chakra, so Kakuzu, escaping, isn't happening. Evading Hashirama's wood style would be extremely difficult. After deserting the village, he made a living off bounty hunting on the black market, and tearing out the still beating hearts of powerful shinobi to extend his own lifespan and arsenal. At some time in the past, he apparently encountered the Gold and Silver Brothers and witnessed Kinkaku's Jinchuriki transformation. Sometime after his defection, he became affiliated with, and joined, the criminal organization, Akatsuki. During his early years in Akatsuki, he had at least 4 partners that he eventually ended up killing due to his short temper, and would come to use their hearts for his Earth Grudge Fear. In the anime, he, Itachi and Konan were tasked with killing an apparent immortal, who turned out to be Hidan. He managed to destroy one of Kakuzu's hearts. Taking an interest in his abilities, Akatsuki recruited Hidan instead. Kakuzu was eventually paired with Hidan, who took an interest in Kakuzu after thinking of him as a pioneer for immortality, despite a mutual dislike. He was deemed a fitting partner for Kakuzu as he could not be killed because of his own, similar immortality.